What's up, bud? It's Rob. This is Apparel Success. And this episode here is going to really take a turn in a new direction because what I want to share with you are my weaknesses as a clothing brand owner. And the reason why I want to do this is because I believe that you seeing the successes that I'm able to get for my clothing brand, and right now I'm halfway through June shooting this video and I'm already closing in on $12,000 in sales for my brand. So I'm looking to do close to 20K or just over 20K in sales for my clothing brand this month. I think you seeing that, along with the fact that I have weaknesses, I have insecurities, I have things that I'm not completely confident in, I think will really help build belief inside of you that just because you have weaknesses doesn't mean that you're unable to get results and achieve success. This video here is sponsored by my buds over at Design Crowd, and if you're not a designer yourself and you need designs made for your clothing brand, I highly recommend you check them out. They're a website that allows you to crowdsource designs from designers located all around the world, and for a special $100 offer, you can head over to designcrowd.com/apparel to learn more, or simply use the discount code APPAREL when you post a project on Design Crowd. All right, so as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, my clothing brand K-Bud Apparel is already up over 10K this month, and we're only halfway through June. So I'm really looking to have a good month for my clothing brand here, and I was really inspired to make a video like this because even though I'm having a really good month for my clothing brand and I make some money through this YouTube channel here and I'm a full-time entrepreneur, I still have some very glaring weaknesses and things that I need to adjust when it comes to the way that I run my business and the way that I run my life. And I really thought I'd hop on here and make this video for you, as I know that a lot of you might be feeling just the way that I did when I first started up my businesses, that I had to correct all of these issues before I was able to get any results for my businesses. And I want to sort of burst that bubble, tell you that that's not the case, and really I hope to inspire you here to let you feel like you don't have to have all of your ducks in a row and be this perfect person in order to get results for your clothing brand. All right, so I'm going to attempt to become a bit vulnerable here with you and share with you some of my honest weaknesses in the hopes that you'll see that we're on a level playing field here, and that just like me, you're able to get results for your clothing brand regardless of whatever weaknesses you feel you have when it comes to growing your clothing brand and getting success. Okay, so one of the big weaknesses that I have, and I've done a lot of personality tests to really figure out, what I'm made of as an entrepreneur and as a person so that I can really assess my strengths and weaknesses. And one thing that I score high on is withdrawal. And being relatively high in withdrawal, what this means is that when it comes to facing a fear, something that I'm kind of nervous about, I experience a relatively high amount of anticipatory anxiety. So what this means is that basically when it comes to me shooting videos like this, going on Facebook Live, talking to people out in the real world where it's sort of a high pressure social situation, I tend to have a above average level of anticipatory anxiety, and I get really nervous at times. Okay, so I remember the first time I did a Facebook Live inside of the Facebook group, 2 years ago. I remember literally walking around, the room and just trying to calm down and everything because I was so nervous. Okay, so that might be something that you don't notice in these videos because at this point, I've pushed through that so much to the point where I feel comfortable now on camera and doing live talks and things like that. But when I first started, and even still to this day, I really experience a high level of anxiety and nervousness, and I really have to push through that in order to get any results for my clothing brand and for this YouTube channel. And for my clothing brand, when it comes to showing up at events, I actually have a bit of anxiety when it comes to showing up at that event, having to talk one-on-one with customers and really explain to them what my brand's all about and things like that. I can feel that I'm not that natural extrovert who's just willing to share everything about me and willing to talk everything about me. I realize that this video is kind of ironic because that's exactly what I'm doing, but I'm really forcing myself right now to step outside of my comfort zone and make this video for you guys because I believe that it'll hopefully inspire you guys to feel like you can get results regardless of, you know, how you feel as an individual and the insecurities that you have, the weaknesses that you feel that you have. What I'd say about this is that I'm above average when it comes to being self-conscious, and I'm constantly monitoring how I'm feeling and how I'm coming across. And I think that that can lead to, you know, overthinking things, not taking enough action. And this is something that I'm constantly fighting against and constantly pushing myself and forcing myself to do. So I think that a lot of you guys might be feeling that way when it comes to, you know, interacting with people, going live on social media, doing things like that, the things that you know you should be doing, but you're kind of scared to do. I feel that like crazy. And, you know, I wish I could just hop on camera and not be nervous in order to talk about things like that. But at the same time, you know, it's what it is, and you just need to push through that. And I also want to mention that, you know, through working at it, you get better. And I've been working at it now for 3 years on this YouTube channel, and it's gotten much, much easier, and I feel much more comfortable, and I'm able to let out my true personality now. But when it first started, you know, it's that awkward phase. And even if you go back and watch my first videos, it's like you can tell I'm just, you know, really trying hard, and I'm really pushing through it. So that was something that I wanted to share with you. The next point that I want to make here is a really deep one. And, you know, this is something that I was feeling really, really strongly for the first 2 years running my clothing brand. And, you know, I don't feel this anymore just because it's not applicable to me anymore. But I want to talk to you about when I was working my real full-time job and running my business on the side. I want to talk to you about a big, you know, uncertainty that I had and sort of insecurity that I had that I can almost guarantee you're feeling if you're in that same position. One thing that I would feel when I was at work and I was working my job was that this whole idea of becoming a full-time entrepreneur was really just a pipe dream. I remember, you know, even though I was constantly working at it and I was pushing forward with my business, underneath it all was kind of this feeling of, you know, this is never really gonna work. I'm never actually going to be able to leave my job. I kept pushing at it because really I had no other option. I just wasn't enjoying going to work every day and coming home and going to work every day and coming home. And so I had no other option. I just kept pushing at it. And to be honest, I think that the anger that I felt from working my full-time job and having to do that every day was the fuel for me to really keep pushing as hard as I could at my businesses. And I think that it's really what allowed me to leave at the end of the day. But I remember having that sort of insecurity of not feeling like it would ever really work. So what I'm addressing here is really that feeling that you have in the first stages that you aren't like other successful entrepreneurs, and that there's something about you that's going to make you fail, and that there's something about you specifically, you know, that you don't have that other successful entrepreneurs have. And that type of thinking is really just your mind trying to keep you in place. It's your brain's evolutionary mechanism trying to keep you in place, because wherever you are in the world currently, you're safe, whatever it is that you're doing, right? You're not in any physical harm, you're not dying, so wherever you are must be doing good. And so it doesn't want you to take risks, doesn't want you to try new things or to start developing this confidence that you can do all this other type of stuff, because that could potentially mean that you die at the end of the day, right? To your evolutionary brain. And this is the type of thing that you need to override as a clothing brand owner, as a business owner who's stuck in their full-time position at their job and they're trying to get out of it. Is you really need to keep pushing your foot on the gas more with your businesses and start, you know, building that bridge so that you can eventually walk across that bridge and leave your job behind. Right now, right after I end this video here, I'm about to hop onto Facebook and do a Facebook Live in the Facebook group, even though it makes me feel uncomfortable, and even though I'm not naturally, you know, super comfortable with doing that. It's something that I'm going to do because I know that I'm growing as a person and it's going to make me stronger. So whatever it is that you're scared of, try to push into it. As scary as it is, keep pushing into it every single day. There's those things that you're scared to do, whether it's sending a message to celebrities and influencers, whether it's showing up at that event that you want to show up at, whatever it is, push yourself to do those things, because that's where, you know, all of your success lies at the end of the day. I hope you got a lot of value out of this video. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Drop your brand down there as well. I like to check out the brands that are watching. And if you haven't already, check out my free clothing brand marketing masterclass. It's 100% free to watch. All you have to do to get access is go to apparelsuccess.com/masterclass, and you can watch the whole thing for free. And if you've made it to this point in the video, I want to tell you about the closed Facebook group that we have for Apparel Success. There's a link in the description. Follow that link, join us in the group, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.